Hi, let's consider a bit more interesting example, and by interesting I mean a little bit harder example. In this case, you can see that the circuit has two meshes. Remember that a mesh is simply a loop that doesn't contain any other loops, and I'm going to do a KVL around each of those two meshes. So here you can see that I have mesh number 1, and mesh number 1 is going to be the left half of the circuit, and over here you can see that I have mesh number 2, and mesh number 2 is going to be the right half of the circuit. Once again, I'm going to go clockwise around each of those, and I'm going to start in the bottom left-hand corner. I only do that for consistency. You can choose however you'd like to approach it. So as I'm tackling this problem, what I do have to do is I have to consider what is the first sign that I encounter on each of these elements. And so I'm circling each of those so that when I write the equation, it'll be easy for me to know which one I'm supposed to write. Is it positive or is it negative? So I'm going to go ahead and write the KVL for the left-hand mesh, the mesh number 1. So I have KVL at mesh 1. I'm going to have minus 15 plus 6 plus 6 minus VR1 is equal to 0. And so all I did was write each sign being positive or negative, depending upon which one I encountered first. There's only one unknown in that equation, so I'm going to go ahead and write VR1 is equal to negative 15 plus 6 plus 6 is equal to 0. I'm sorry, not is equal to 0. And so therefore, VR1 is equal to negative 3 volts. It's negative, which just simply means that when VR1 was drawn in the first place, it was drawn backwards. And so we just now know that it should have been positive on the right and negative on the left. I can go ahead and do KVL around mesh number 2. There's one little trick here, and that is notice that when I'm doing KVL around the right-hand mesh, now I'm going to encounter the negative sign on the 6 volts first. Now before I encountered the positive sign first, but I'm going to erase that now because I'm now going to encounter the negative sign first. It can be different for different meshes, so it's no problem that I encountered positive sign one time and negative sign the other time. And so you can see here I'm circling the first sign that I encounter in each of these. So I can now write my KVL equation. KVL at mesh 2. I'm going to have minus 6 volts plus 2 volts plus 1 volt minus VR2 is equal to 0. And then I can write VR2 is equal to negative 6 plus 2 plus 1, which is negative 3 volts. Again, just a coincidence that those two numbers happen to work out to be exactly the same. It does, though, because it's negative, it does indicate that VR2 was drawn with the wrong polarity in the original problem statement.